Hey there, folks. This is David on David's Brain, and welcome to the demo of Metaphor ReFantazio for the PS5. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, rate the bell, and get treated by Patreon. Links in the description at the bottom. Yeah, I know. You would think that of anybody, I would probably jump on Metaphor right from the gate, but again, $70 price tag is a big no-no for me. And also, well, it just doesn't really seem like my thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, love Atlus, but it just kind of seems like well, again, I'm one of those people that it seems like it just reskins like Persona and basically just a reskin of Persona with an mainline SMT coat of paint. Uh, well, I mean, I'm gonna at least give this a shot here. I mean, if it doesn't like grab me, then I don't know. All right, I'm just gonna shut up and go into it. Yeah, if anything, it just kind of hopefully it'll scratch the same itch hopefully I'll just look at it as like Atlus's version of my favorite Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy 9. Yeah, just basically just taking everything that's good about like Atlas, like SMT and Persona, and giving it an old school fantasy style. Just like, all right, network connection, sure. All right, yeah, I'm just gonna go with standard brightness. Unauthorized reproduction, distribution, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so no Yarhar Fiddle DD. Got it. All right. Okay. And yeah, Studio Zero, which I'm just kind of surprised they didn't just make it as like, well, basically just release all Atlus games, or release all SMT and Persona games under Studio Zero, but whatever.
I trust this will suffice.
God smiles upon the generous.
Oh, away with you! Back to your cesspit, beggar!
Yep. Fantasy and reality just blending together like,
A land grotesque as its people.
Oh, wow, this guy is subtle.
You dreamt of utopia. You saw the tribes united as one. Oh. That dream died long ago. You should have done the same.
Oh, could you tell this guy was the bad guy?
Your kingdom will perish alongside you. By my hand.
I cannot fathom it. His Majesty killed in his own bed.
But how could this have happened?
The prince's grave had yet to wilt. Without an heir to wear the crown, what will become of the royal magic?
Thus vulnerable, an invasion might undo us.
From within or without, the state hangs on a precipice. It may even come to civil war.
In dark times, we must stand together.
Your Eminence!
Who could do this? Few could even enter the king's chambers, let alone draw close. And yet
His Majesty's arcane power could deflect near any blade. With all the royal bloodline's magic, who could harm him at all?
shadows stir in the castle just as they did with the prince. What hellbound soul could end a royal life? Who would dare such atrocity?
How about the guy that looks like Lucifer?
Louis.
Yeah, that guy. Oh, his name is Lois.
With no heirs. The prince was taken too soon. And only
Yes.
a king may wield the royal scepter, the very crux of his vaunted bloodline's magic, which made such a fine deterrent to war. One has to ask, them dead, who shall take the throne?
Oh, gee, I wonder who. Oh my god, you're kidding me with this guy. Wow, I thought Seymour for Final Fantasy X was subtle.
Here begins the demo prologue of Metaphor ReFantazio. What we have to offer you is but a taste of the story from its beginning. But through it, your experience will mirror the full version. Should you wish it, you may carry over your save data to the full version. We thank you for expressing your curiosity about our tale of fantasy.
Yes, fantasy. Okay, so with Louis here, let's see. Okay, so he killed the king because he was pissed off at the obvious social inequality that was going on in this kingdom, and, well, wanted to take a little bit more direct, a bit more of an expedient approach to go and address it. Well, that's one way to do it. Not saying it's a good way, but it is a way. So, alright. Yeah, Lewis, and yeah, again, he's basically just, he's just Lucifer, only he doesn't look like David Bowie. Alright, well, he's opened the floodgates, so let's see what happens. Alright, system, settings, auto advanced voice, anime subtitles, confirmation, blah 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 blah. Let's see, skip selection. Let's see, skip special animations. No. Okay. All good to go, so let's go.
Who's there? I can feel you watching me from a place beyond my sight. Whoever you are, please tell me. Does our world pique your interest? Pardon my curiosity. But would you tell me your name? That is to say, tell me who you really are. The one who meets my eyes across a strange threshold.
To be honest, your world seems unfortunately familiar to my world. Alright, let's see. How's about... Definitely not going with my real name here. Well, since the guy looks an awful lot like Lucifer, might as well go along with Charlie. Let's see, name the protagonist later. Okay.
Ah, a most unusual name. One I've never heard in our world. Which suggests to me you might reside in a world beyond ours. It is a
observant
thing that in your eyes, my entire world is but the dawn of a story yet untold. Or to put it another way, this is a fantasy. But can it truly be dismissed as something so far removed from you? If indeed you wish to cross to our world for a time, I would first ask that you indulge one question.
Shoot.
Is fantasy limited to the confines of imagination? Would you call it a powerless creation?
Powerless? Not likely. It's from the depths of imagination where everything springs from. If the first caveman didn't think, what would happen if I strike two rocks together, then he wouldn't make fire. And for fire, he wouldn't have thought, this keeps me warm. What else can I do with it? Can it cook my food? Can it warm and protect me and my family? Limited to the confines of imagination. Imagination itself can be a very powerful tool, and not in the way like the Tokuger suggested. That was not imagination, that was delusion. Shut up!
More than wishful thinking. More than fiction. Something capable of affecting the realities beyond its bounds. This must be what you believe. I confess, my own answer still eludes me. But consider, if fantasy is born from hope, a desire to make the world better than it is, then that hope can be made manifest. Thus does change come, and thus is fantasy forged into a new reality. Perhaps the story about to unfold before you will tell us. I'm thoroughly invested now myself, so let this tale begin.
Let's see, Regicide. Can't select this mode yet. Let's go on hard. I've played them more than my fair share of S&T games. This ain't my first rodeo, cowboy. So, yeah. Let's just hope this delightful little fantasy doesn't turn into a penny dreadful. Emphasis on the dreadful.
Looks like we're in the clear. The capital's just through this desert.
Is it true then? The king is dead?
Aye, and the guards are more concerned with the funeral than keeping the roads safe. So now the monsters are roaming in broad daylight. No soldiers to stop them.
Monsters, huh? I've certainly been hearing the stories.
To
Monsters?
say nothing of the vacant throne. There's a storm coming. Mark my words. That much is certain.
They look like monsters to you.
What's the problem?
They're bandits!
That's the problem.
Come on, let's see some respect for the militia! Us folk, we're commoners. No crown or church will save us.
But Lord Luis will save us one and all. All we ask is little tribute. You're with us or against us? And if you're against us...
An igniter? How'd they get one of those?
Louis, I bet.
Come on, hey, keep it moving up. Next one. Huh? Look at you. What have we got here? He's an elder. So he is. No horns, no knife ears. Filthy gremlin like you. What you got in the capital?
Well, I got myself a fist for you.
Oh, what's this? Looks like you've been holding out on us, boy. Hold it! Should have listened to us, chum. Now fall in line! Unless you want to get stuck like us.
Like you? Yeah, so bye-bye, pig.
You drew steel. I take it you are prepared to die by it.
Stand aside!
Ah! I hope these rocks break my fall. Oh, they broke something!
Ugh, this place already feels like a death trap. You hear all that stuff about Lord Luis saving us?
I wish I could ignore it.
You still got all your limbs attached?
Oh.
Well, at least they didn't figure out our mission. Definitely could have gone worse.
Yeah. I think they might have knocked something loose. What exactly is that mission again?
What mission?
Come on. This is no time for jokes.
Who's joking?
You do know that if anyone finds out who we really are, it's all over, right? The mission's more important than either of our lives. If we screw this up, there's no going back.
So, no pressure, right?
Think we'll make it?
You don't look hurt, though, so that's good news. You can move, right? I'm thinking we should find a place where we can see the whole area. Or at least just see further beyond our nose. Let's see. Some actions you can perform in there.
Let's go.
Just keep going straight. We're looking for somewhere high up with a good view.
Stop!
Wait, I'm sensing something close. Don't move. Oh, shit!
Watch out!
Yeah, those look especially dangerous, so watch out. I don't think they noticed this yet, though. Let's see, face sight. I'll let you see what Galicia sees in the environment. When you see an enemy you never confronted before, he'll show up as unknown.
Okay.
Avoid enemies and head for the high ground. Just follow that cliff to your right.
Stay vigilant. These ones aren't messing around.
Oh, yes, we are just in the thick of it, aren't we?
Watch out! Oh no. Looks like they found us.
Yeah, fuck it. Ready, 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 ready! Yeah, level 1, no sword, no nothing, no nada.
Look.
Well, looks like we found a giant reverse pyramid. So that's something.
Just checking, but you do remember what we're here to do, right?
Refresh my memory.
Right. What am I doing again?
Oh, I don't know. The mission that's more important than our own lives?
Yeah, elaborate.
First, we get to the royal capital and get you enlisted as a guardsman at the army's recruitment center.
Okay.
This could decide the fate of the whole country. We either do our jobs or we die. And if it's all the same to you, I'd rather stay alive. So we've got to see this mission through.
Huh.
Come on. We don't want the sun to go down on us in the wastes. Let's pull ourselves together and get back on the road. You know what they say. Anxiety breeds the world's cruelest monsters. I mean, fairies say that at least. I can at least cast my usual spell for you. It's the small comforts, right?
What is it, like a back massage or something? Ooh.
Right.
So music's playing directly in my mind. The effect of Galicia's magic is inspiring.
Music was the first magic this world ever knew, after all. Makes the road a little easier.
Oh, she can... So, fairies basically function as MP3 players. Cool.
Look. Over there.
Oh, that's a road, isn't it? Yes, it is. Our Grat Shrine is already in sight.
Let's go.
Almost there. Keep moving and try and stay out of sight.
Got a sec?
I think there's a great cathedral over there. It's big enough to use as a landmark.
Yep, we're safe here.
Alright, so we got ourselves a whole bunch of these dingoes or whatever they are. But those blue things over there have got me mighty curious.
I don't like this. Nice! I bet we'll find a use for that. Great find. Keep it. Yikes. I think we're in a little over our heads.
Alright. Adios! So yeah, you like staying alive? Me too! Oh!
Not good! Run for it!
Uzu, we have worm sign the likes of which even God has never seen!
This land of 8 tribes and 3 nations, all blessed by the power of magic. The United Kingdom of Uchronia. The year is 785. Uchronia is shaken to the core by the sudden death of its king. Anxiety breeds dissent among the tribes. Disparities tear them apart, and no mortal mind remembers the heroic tales upon which their land was built. By this story of fantasy, may this faded world be painted anew.
O great seeker, bearer of fantasy empowered. Hear my wish, and come forth from thy epoch of glory and grant me thy audience. Or guidance, whatever. I didn't see that.
Whoa, just look!
Hmm.
Get on with it, then! Drop the dog! Hang him dead! Please! I've done nothing wrong! Lying dog! Don't try to deny it! You trample the law for the fun of it!
How dare you post on YouTube?
For misuse of an igniter, you will hang by the neck until dead!
Yeah!
There's no way that crowd was going to listen to anything a Paribus said.
Such a shame. Might you spare some coin? Bless you. Oh,
careful!
Hurry!
Don't you have any street smarts? Come on, kid!
Oh boy.
Look, we're not tourists here. We gotta stay focused.
Right.
Oh, I like her already.
You noticed back on the wagon? You might be the only Elder here, in the whole city even.
I get the feeling that's going to cause some problems.
The capital's incredible. Just look at all the different tribes. You never see this kind of diversity out in the countryside. Not that it's very balanced. I see more Plamars and Roussants than anyone else. Which means a dopey Elder kid's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. Try to keep your head down, okay?
Alright, fine, I won't go and launch fireworks.
Did you hear what they're saying about His Majesty? They say it wasn't illness at all. I heard it was foul play, assassination. Shh, careful who hears you say that. But it's just like the prince, isn't it? They say he was attacked in the dead of night. A war of succession is coming, I tell you.
Sounds like monsters have been prowling the countryside. They're sending the guard out to deal with them. The army's really gone to hell. It's a far cry from when we had Count Luis at the helm, I'll tell you that much.
Hard to see how the nation can come back from this.
We'd not have to ask if the prince was still alive.
The king dead, his son stricken. Are there none left to bear the weight of the crown?
We've done all in our power, but not even the kingdom's best. The saint could purify this affliction.
Over 10 years he has languished under this curse. How much longer can his body hold out? No doubt his highness would protest. But since he cannot, we have no choice. For the man who cursed his highness and murdered our king, there can be no mercy. I never thought I would have to ask this of you. But there are so few of us left now. There is no one else to turn to. Will you infiltrate the military to deliver a message to our contact there? This is your mission. For all our sakes, you cannot fail.
Again, no pressure, right?
Hey, are you listening? Well, I guess I can't blame you for feeling nostalgic. You and the prince were pretty close. Anyway, getting to the capital was only the beginning. Now comes the real high-stakes part. You gotta go get enlisted, so you can meet up with our operative. Remember, nobody here knows who we are. Nobody here knows the prince might still have a claim to the throne. That means if we get busted, that's it. Nobody's gonna save us. Step 1. Let's figure out where the recruitment center is. Shouldn't be too hard, considering the need for soldiers.
Well, let's just hope that they're willing to take anyone and everyone. Well, you know what they say, beggars can't be choosers. Do you know where we're going? Feel free to admit you're lost and ask me for advice. Once you press the R1 button to open the local map,
Whatever will I do? Let's go see.
We don't have time for detours right now. If you're lost, check out your map, just go straight down to Main Street, you should find the recruitment center.
All right then.
Sunlumail Street.
Whatever will I do?
Alright, yep. Just keep your head down and don't start making a riot here. Unless you want to get yourself that. Unless you want to get yourself made. Yeah, Count Louis. So he was formerly in charge of the military, and now planned, and then assassinated the king. So
Simply amazing.
look over there. You can see the royal palace. No, wait, that's all right. That's where the Crown Cathedral is. At least I assume so, since it's off the main street.
And what is it?
Seems to be sectism is really the privileged thing around here, even more than the monarchy. So, yeah, you're a nobleness and you don't even know where your friggin' castle is.
So you?
An elder, huh? Pretty unusual in these parts. Oh, not trying to be rude, just mind yourself. The city ain't the friendliest to us inferiors. Appreciate the advice. Yeah, be careful, or they'll get you too. Just like all of us, Papyrus. Oh, I'm gonna have some problems here, aren't I? Up ahead is Sunshade Row. That's where we saw the gallows of those beggars. Let's not go there without good reason. Fair enough.
An elder? Here?
Yeah, no, just heard about the funeral and, well, hey, just had to see it.
Look at that. The new model's out now. I could be out there slinging spells like a master if I had one of those.
I guess that's the big city for you. Everyone and their mother has a magic igniter. So many different types, too.
Okay, magic igniter. So yeah, I'm guessing it's like that wand.
What's a magic igniter?
What's a paladin?
There's a couple in the window. Like an instrument plays a tune, an igniter casts magic. Pretty hard to come by out in the countryside. Can't imagine what it's like having to wave around some shiny stick to use magic. Me? I can whip out magic anytime I like. And I can even see the magla in the air. Though, I'm not exactly an archmage.
Yeah, still better than
Wonders
nothing.
never cease. A fairy and an elden child. Are you new to our fair city? Well, I suggest you keep a low profile. Trust me when I say you don't want to catch the eyes of the lords and ladies. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I run this humble shop. Are you in the market for an igniter? Here's something that might catch a foreigner's eye. This is modeled after the royal scepter and would make the perfect souvenir.
Wait, the scepter?
The royal scepter?
You've really never heard of it?
Well,
Wow. Where do I even start?
well, I've been on the booties. Can you blame me?
Symbol and instrument of the crown's sovereignty, passed down through generations. If you believe the legends, it houses incredible magic, world-shattering power. More practically, you might call it the world's most potent magic igniter. And in the king's hands, it was enough of a deterrent to stave off invasion.
Now he's dead. With no living heir either.
Tragic, isn't it? Kingly magic is of little use without a king. You picked a bad time to visit, boy. I don't know why you're here, but there's trouble brewing.
Oh, trust me, I won't be staying too long.
Oh, I don't think I'll be here long.
A word of caution, then. Your survival is your own responsibility.
Well, that was unnecessarily ominous. She has a point, though. We'll need to be careful. Anyway, we don't have time to hang around chatting with the locals. We've got a recruitment office to find.
And I suppose she could just sell off replicas of the king's scepter as like gifts at the souvenir shop. Let's see, Sanctism. Let's see, a monotheistic religion devoted to the worship of the one God, the Almighty. The religion of majority across the United Kingdoms. As Sanctus preached that uttering the prayer, Closere, with one's whole heart will reach God, bringing salvation. And it's the state religion, the Sanctus hierarchy is deeply intertwined with the kingdom's politics. Currently, the crown theocracy is at the heart of the kingdom's political affairs. So, definitely no separation of church and state here. Alright, let's see, the Eldas. The Ninth Tribe, distinct from the commonly known 8 tribes. And they're condemned by the Sanctus Church for inheriting a dangerous magic heretical to the teachings of the Church. Their population is so small that to even see one in public is rare, and they face greater discrimination than any other tribe. In fact, many outside the main cities don't believe they exist. Let's see. Each of the 8 tribes possesses unique physical traits, making them recognizable at a glance, such as the Clemar's horns or the Rosinante's ears. The Elder tribe, however, bears no such distinguishing feature, and thus are regarded as inferior beings. Oh, well, yeah, definitely go and wear like a mask or something like that. The Clemars. The Clemar tribe composes the largest population in all the allied kingdoms. Their most distinctive features are the horns which grow on both sides of their head. Clemars have a broad diversity of facial and body types, which has essentially made them average. The Eunochrian royal family are Clemar, and members of this tribe hold a majority of important positions within the government, leading many Clemars to internalize the belief that they are the kingdom's most prominent tribe. Great. Clemars value freedom and dislike illogical restraint. They enjoy cultivating discussion, but do not always consider the situation or appropriateness of doing so, which occasionally leads to conflict. However, some studies suggest that this disposition is what drives them to seek governmental positions and other important offices. On the Rosantes. One of the most populous tribes of the United Kingdoms, second only to the Clemar. Long pointed ears are their most distinguishing feature. They often boast excellent physiques, which has given them superior martial prowess. Rosante women are stronger than most men of their tribes. Many inevitably work in the military and often hold key offices. They're considered as influential as the Clemar, and the 2 tribes are sometimes called the prevailing tribes. Men of Rosante pride themselves on outperforming the others in strength. While this can be perceived as a self-disciplined competitiveness, on the flip side there are many with a belligerent temperament, obsessed with proving superiority in any situation. So, basically, meathead elves. The Paraipas. A tribe recognizable by bestial ears and a tail. There are many variations in their hair and skin colors, including cold-colored skin not seen in the other tribes. They are physically adept and often honest with their emotions, giving them a reputation for hedonism, for better or worse. They are drawn to parties and festivities, and while this happy-go-lucky charm is often to their credit, it can also be seen as recklessness. Due to this stereotype, they are looked down upon by other tribes, which prevents them from securing a foothold in politics, despite being nearly as populous as the Rosante and Clemar tribes. The discrimination against them is especially obvious in large cities. As we saw with our little Piata Pat back there. The Prince of Uchronia. The son and heir to the throne of King Hyalithideus V. More than 10 years ago, a mysterious attack on the royal palace left him afflicted with a deadly curse. The curse took its toll on his body. And though he bravely endured treatment, his body was interrupted several years later when he and his closest aides suddenly vanished from the castle without a trace. The king exhausted all possible means to find him, but was ultimately unsuccessful. And he was formally declared deceased 3 years ago, and a royal funeral was held in his honor. And Galicia. A fairy who accompanies the traveling boy on his journey, doubling as his chaperone for his special mission. Her diminutive size excludes her from participating physically in battles, but her special fairy traits allow her more proficiency than Traveling Boy when it comes to sensing Megala knowing magic. Though she can become heated when her personal values are tested, she's a reassuring travel companion. Oh yeah, the Kingdom of Uchronia. A union of allied kingdoms. Spans the ocean of Uchronia, the Principality of Oceania, and the Principality of Montario. Uchronia being the suzerain, and with its king holding authority over all 3 kingdoms. The original King Hyalthedeus was the United Nations' first ruler, and is often referred to as the Founder King. The continent is surrounded by fast-running currents, and ships can only set anchor from the southern inland sea, where the otherwise swift currents are less violent. As a result, there have been few invasions from overseas, and the 3 countries have achieved long histories. The capital of the kingdom is Grand Trad, the largest city in the kingdom, located in north-central Ukrainia. The most widespread religion is Sanctism, established as a state religion under the reign of the most recent monarch, King Hylaeothedeus V. Great. Let's see, the royal capital, Royal capital, Grand Trad. The nation's largest city, capital of both the Kingdom of Ukrainia and the United Kingdoms at large. Also referred to as the royal capital, being the home of the palace and seat of the royal bloodline. Known for its solid ramparts, a site which has long been emblematic of the city itself. However, when the massive regalithic Grand Cathedral was built, the building's grandeur became the new symbol of Grand Trad. Let's see, magic. A general term for the technique that consumes power to cause phenomena that bend the laws of nature. It has a wide range of applications, from modest use in daily life to destructive power in war. However, as magic igniters, which require a state permit for ownership and use, are required for people to be able to use magic, many cannot wield magic. So igniters are basically just, well, guns. And yeah, very strict gun laws. Magala, a technical term for magic power that serves as the basis for magic. There are varying amounts in all things found in nature, including people, plants, and animals. Because Magala sometimes crystallizes in areas of high concentration, some scholars theorize that Magala may be physical particles too small to be seen with the naked eye. Let's see, igniters. A tool that acts as a conduit for magic power, without which people cannot perform magic. To own or use them, one must obtain a permit for the kingdom by passing a test, with some exceptions such as those serving in the state army. Igniters can be costly depending on power and specifications, and purchasing them is akin to buying land or housing. Ooh. Oh yeah, that big old light ship thing. Gauntlet runners. Often called runners as shorthand. A general term for magic-powered semi-automated vehicles designed for traversing the wastelands and either overcoming or circumventing local wildlife threats and magical phenomena. Traveling the wilds on foot or even in a lightly armed carriage has historically been incredibly dangerous, making any long-distance trips a life-threatening risk. And the Royal Scepter. An ornate cane-like scepter passed on through generations of the Ukrainian royal family, proof of their right to rule. A magical instrument of extraordinary capabilities, powerful enough to induce natural disasters. It can only be wielded by the king, and the popularly termed royal magic. The command serves as both a pillar of the king's authority and a deterrent to war. Consequently, any king of Ukrainia must be well versed in magic, and the boon of royal lineage is not enough to ensure succession to the throne. So yeah, you had to be actually able to use magic, otherwise, yeah, firstborn, don't care. Historically, there have been many cases where an offshoot member of a prince's family has become king when the bloodline's most direct inheritor was judged not to have enough magical aptitude to truly wield the royal scepter. I'm getting some cross-ange flashbacks here. It's basically just the land of mana. Let's see, However, as cities and countries grew, so too did demand for resources, many of which required transport in large quantities. The Gauntlet Runners filled the niche of an armed, sturdy vehicle that would help with transport and land development. There are smaller runners roughly the size of an armed carriage with a simple deck addition. While it's more common to see models that walk on legs with an internal living area comparable to a modest house. Legs are more common in their design than wheels, partially because of their versatility in all manner of typical terrain, but more so because adopting the remains and skeletons of large monsters is more cost-effective and stronger than artificially creating all the components necessary. Let's see, buying land or housing. The expense is so great, buying more than one igniter would be difficult even with the entire lifetime income of the average commoner. In order to prevent accidents and crime, the Crown Theocracy and the Magic Association have exclusive production rights of igniters. Unauthorized production is considered a serious crime. The time needed to cast magic depends on the user's skill, but can also be slightly impacted by the capabilities of the igniter itself. While using an igniter while sedentary poses a little problem, activating an igniter while moving is difficult, and it's thus advised to use it cautiously. Let's see, the Royal Magic. A powerful magic passed through generations of Ukrainian kings, invoked through a unique magic igniter called the Royal Scepter. It has tremendous power that can bring about anything the king desires. There are some records of its use in the long history of the kingdom, be it for revolutionary or oppressive aims, but each is described as a cataclysmic disaster. It continues to represent a strong deterrent power to the royal family and the kingdom. And music and magic. an unusual variety of magic that causes the listener to become aware of their state of mind through the form of sound and music. As a modest form of magic with seemingly no utility on the battlefield, it's considered a meaningless, trifling skill in society and thus is rarely used. Again, it's just the little things. And while I'm here, just definitely liking the design of this place. Very storybook-esque. Hey, excuse me, buddy. I joined the army because I looked up to Lord Lewis, but now I got my ass handed to me if I so much as mention it. What's the state army going to do now? We won't find any decent recruits given the messy state of things currently. Oh, well, hey, buddy. You're in luck.
You are?
Oh, the recruitment place. Go down the street towards the cathedral. It'll be the building on the left. You're looking to enlist as a soldier? Not like there's other work for elders, I guess. Oh, not much to say. Then move along, irritating little shite. I've given you more than enough. Yeah, oh, trust me, buddy. I'll give you a lot more than that if you keep that mouth open. I'll be blending with the crowd and no one would notice you're an elder, but the people here are sharper eyes than I thought. We don't want to draw attention, but hiding your tribe is the only going to make it worse. People may insult you, but do your best to stand tall.
Alright.
Easier said than done, I'm sure. But that's for the sake of the mission. On that note, the recruitment center we're looking for should be just ahead. Let's see, the recruitment center. A center located in every city for people who will apply to join the army. For those without family or means, volunteering is one of the quickest ways to earn money and social credibility. Recruitment isn't always open, but concerns about public safety due to the sudden death of the king, as well as monster outbreaks in the area, has led to an unusually long recruitment period in the royal capital. Let's see, Fordins. Let's see. Oh, this guy, Forden. As to Viam Forden, the 78th Sanctifex of the Sanctus Church, the state religion of the United Kingdom. He holds the highest authority within Sanctism, and as such, is the leader of the Crown Theocracy. Despite hailing from the Horok tribe, rather than the more common Clemor or Rosante tribes, he enjoys a broad base of support. And the turmoil following the sudden death of the previous king, many view him as something of an interim king, given his position as the leader of the moderate faction. Fordin's old and Lewis is stronger, so...
What are you playing at? Let's go see.
Really now?
Recruitment center? What, you want to enlist or something? It's just down the road, that's the case. But now they're enlisted. Bloody hell, what'll be next? Won't be such a story saying Lewis was in power. Not for this guy. If we weren't focused on saving the prince, I'd give him a piece of my mind. Well, let's just grin and bear it. Yeah, whatever. Hope your family drops dead. Bye. What? Did this guy escape from Bloodborne?
You there?
Young man, why do I interest you in our shop's wares? This is no ordinary Mustari shop.
Sorry.
Oh, we're actually in the middle of something. We got something to do with the recruitment center. Recruitment center? If you're lost, it's a large building down the street and to the left. Stop by when you have time. I do business here all the time, so if you're in the area, do stop by.
I'm out of ideas.
I take it that's the recruitment center. Alright, well, hey, like I said, beggars can't be choosers.
That must be the recruitment center. I'll let you take it from here. It should be pretty straightforward. Oh, and if they start asking questions, just be as honest as you can. Lying will only make us more suspicious. So long as you don't compromise the mission, you're fine. Good luck in there. Knock 'em dead.
Well, that might be the plan.
Okay, you got this.
Does he? Does he really?
A blue blood, are you? The army's no place for velvet-swaddled lordlings. Why are you here? Perhaps your noble family collapsed under its own weight. Is that it?
Lineage seems a strange measure for a soldier's worth. I'm looking to enlist. Is that enough for you or not?
An uppity one, aren't you? Fine, lordling. Welcome to the Guard, where it'll be your privilege to die screaming and bloody in service of your country. But mark my words, war will turn your arrogance to piss. When your corpse is plucked from the mud, do try to look patriotic.
Rousing words, Captain. You think threats will buy loyalty? No wonder nobody respects the Guard anymore. But I'm here now, so perhaps the kingdom isn't a lost cause.
Oh, I like this guy.
Pup. You will learn your place.
Yeah, sitting on your fat ass.
The healers have enough on their plates already.
Be gone, and be thankful you're still in one piece. All right, next. Hurry it up. An elder? I thought your kind was long gone. Age 18. An orphan, too. The army can always use more of those. So, what brings you to enlist?
Let's see. I want to fight for change.
I want to fight for real change.
Lofty words for a gutter rat with an empty coin purse, no? So, what can you bring to our beloved corps? Any skills to speak of?
Let's see. Oh, I guess this is basically just some stacked version. Let's see.
I'm stronger than I look.
With arms like that, you'd have to be. Right, last order of business. Make your mark or sign your name if you're actually literate.
Okay, then. Well, since I've been reading a lot of Neil Gaiman's Sandman lately, let's go for a little bit more, well, not exactly subtle here, just call him Morpheus.
You know your letters, do you? We'll get some use out of you yet. All right,
well, better than your
welcome
fat
to the
ass.
Guard.
Yes!
I'm sure you heard about the monster sightings, so stay sharp out there. We're short-handed as it is, so be a good lad and try not to get killed on your first deployment. You can pick up your kit at reception. Standard issue guardsman armor and igniter. Kingdom property. So if you break it, it's coming out of your commission. On your way now. Up to. Next.
Oh, that was easy. A long line. Guess we got no choice but to wait our turn.
Whatever.
You're so young. Are you enlisting too? Well, not much choice if you don't have money or a job. Reef makes the world go round, as it were. I'm guessing that's the local currency. You got one magic annoyer? Join the queue. Cutting's only going to get you chewed out. So yeah, as for our noble pal here, they said strive to a man in the army, but they'll probably put me up as front as a meat shield. Not like I can find better work. Well, I mean, you're definitely big enough. I should serve Count Lewis. His army's built on merit, so even a Paripus stands a chance.
What's the world coming to?
Oh, blast it. I came into a list because I heard you could make a quick read here, but they really make you work alongside creepy Elder. Of pirates I could deal with, but Elder are right obnoxious. Where'd you hear that? God's own scriptures, that's where. Guess you can't expect an Elder to know shite. Let him say what he wants. Finding someone like him would just be a waste of energy. Or just go and show them who, or just go and teach them the pecking order.
Whoa.
You enlisting as well. The line starts behind me. If so, or was there something you needed? Are you actually a noble? I take it you overheard my interview. Yes, guilty as charged. I am a noble, but just a countryside son of a lord. My family is of no real consequence. Well, let's just say I have my own circumstances. I'm volunteering to fight in order to protect the kingdom, foolish or not. Hey, you got your own reasons, hey? Ain't my story to tell, so hey.
I heard they get sightings.
What? Of those huge monsters? You think that's why we're low on soldiers? Wish they'd have told us that. What do they call them? Something like, human...
Next! Another Clamar. Wait, no. You don't look like the others. Surely not. An elder? It's the first of your kind I've seen.
Move it. There's a priority around here.
Yeah,
There are
first in line.
squires and children with igniters now. Waste of good gear. It's better off in my hands. Give it here.
You want it? Come and get it.
Crude insults. The world is yours for the taking.
Care to say that again, boy?
We all have our reasons to enlist. Now get back in line.
Oh, another high and mighty Clamar, is it? You think your pretty words will measure up to pure Rousseau strength?
Oh, forget the tribes. This is a matter of pride. Now, you owe us both an apology.
Come on, no fighting in the ranks.
Sorry for making a scene. You all right?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks.
Thanks. You didn't have to do that.
Just felt like stepping in. Don't worry about it. Well, see you around. Try not to die out there.
Likewise.
Don't make my job any harder, please. Here, your igniter.
Thank you.
These days, most come with their own magna crystals. So with practice, anyone can use magic. To an extent, anyway. It's not the sort of thing you can master in a day. For now, newbies like you best focus on surviving.
The thing around his neck is probably a magic igniter. The cat that I spoke with earlier had one too. They must take on many different forms, like I saw on Main Street.
And take this too. Protect it with your life.
Ooh, thank you.
Wow, that's a real map. It's dangerous to even chart the wilds, but this is full of details. Only the military could pull this together.
Listen up, striplings. My name is Captain Klinger, and as of this moment, you miserable lot are under my command. I'm sure you've all heard about our forces being tied up with the funeral proceedings for His Majesty. But if you think you're on cushy security detail, think again. First, you will be deployed to a fortress at the northern border, where you will be trained into true guards. Our veterans there will teach you the one thing you need to master if you're to survive. Pain.
Perfect. That's exactly where our contacts hold up.
Perfect.
Enjoy tonight's sleep, because it's the last full night's rest you'll get. Dismissed!
Yeah, whatever, ass Klinger. Yeah, Klinger, right? Yeah, you mean like when you're wiping your ass and a little bit gets stuck in your cheeks.
They really are desperate for new blood. Oh, right. I know you don't know what our contact looks like yet, but he'll know you by your sword. He'll also know right away why we've come. And don't worry, I'll recognize him. Well, the charming captain is probably right. We should get some rest before tomorrow. Hey. You awake?
No, I'm asleep. What do you want?
Nope, I'm asleep. Good night.
Haha, very funny. Look, I just have a lot on my mind. Can't seem to fall asleep. I'd heard about what it was like in the capital, but still. When you hear and see all this prejudice out in the open, it's a lot. You okay?
Like it gets any easier.
It never gets easier.
Yeah, I could tell. Try to put it behind you, okay? Some people are even saying it's the lesser tribe's fault that the monsters are showing up at all. These are the same kind of people who burned down your village, remember?
Gee, thanks for reminding me.
I'd rather not think about it.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. I'll drop it. The prince was kind to take you in. He cared more about who you were than what you were. I can see why you'd want to repay him. Oh, speaking of, he's the one who gave you that book, right? Can I see it?
Sure.
Sure, I guess.
I gotta say, I've been curious. Thanks.
Yeah, if it's just a cookbook, I'm really gonna get pissed.
It's what you call a fantasy story, right? So it's a fantasy world made up by the author. The prince loved those kinds of stories. Okay, let's see. It says the young traveler was amazed by the world he saw. In this world, there is only one tribe. All people accept each other, and no soul is born into discrimination. Wow. So not even any fairies? I guess less differences means less to argue over. In such a world, there is no need for sorcery. A megapolis is built through learning and labor. Towers of glass that reach the heavens. Safe nights with no dark shadows. Busy streets well traveled. And in the laws of these emotionally satisfied people, it reads, all lives are equal. Whoa. You see, no magic, no tribal conflict, and equality for all? It really does sound like a fantasy. But it's strange to feel envious of a fictional world. Hey, are you asleep already? You know how hard it is for me to turn these pages on my own?
Well, thanks for the bedtime story, then.
Guess I'll just read more later. Good night.
Alright. Yeah, no discrimination and equality for all. Like, that's never gonna happen. Oh, I love it. And record the events thus far. Alright, save complete. Gotta admit, the story does have me intrigued.
Shouldn't you be resting? I'm fine. In fact, I'm glad we have this chance to talk. I've been reading, and I hope that someday we can make our kingdom like the place in this book. You said it was some kind of fantasy novel, didn't you? Our lives are decided at birth, by tribal purity, or by the differences that make us who we are. I don't want that to be the world we live in. The Elder here are a perfect example. If you'd not sheltered me, I would never have survived. And yet, they burned your home down. It's tragic, and no one should have to suffer so. Someone needs to fix... You okay? Don't push yourself so hard.
Oh, jeez.
It is much too cruel. I know that. But I'll fight it. I'll fight to the end. I'm a prince. But I need to be a hero. One worthy of the throne. A hero? One who can lead. A beacon who will pierce the darkness when all seems lost. My father taught me that. In his stories, the kingdom was full of legendary heroes. So I can't give up. In my ideal world, people can believe in their future. Their birth doesn't matter. Not that I expect it will be easy.
Nothing worth doing ever is.
Familiar words. When I'm down, when I struggle, you're always there to help me through it. Let's do it. You'll be a hero. Trust me.
Your Highness, you're not exactly looking so hot.
I won't give up either. Trust me.
Ah, good, we can pause. Alright, so still have a little bit of demo left, so gonna call it a day, and next time we'll see where, well, first day on the job. So till next time, folks, this is David on David's Brain. See you when I see ya. Bye-bye.